Game 2 of the Evansville doubleheader, but Game 6 here in this playoff series in the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Racers looking to win Game 6 and go play the roundabouts, or can the Hawks force Game 7? We are getting underway. And we welcome you to the Nova Rain Center, the home of the Huskies. But this time, it's the Hawks that are hosting the Racers. It took about an hour, the record time for the Husky fans to clear out and all these fans to come in. Let's meet the starting five for both teams. The Racers have Cooper Dunbar, Jonathan Stevenson, Landon Lampley, Levi Welty, and Nash Sigmund on the court. And for the Hawks, they have Gavin Wolfley, Micah Moeller, Trenton Wolfley, Rohan Pearson, and Trey Harper. And we are now underway here from Evansville. Wolfley had, I think, about 5 threes the last game. Here's Gardner. Gardner back to Harper. Now, here we go. Great. Gardner will miss the 3. Stevenson rebound. Here's Nash Sigmund with it. Sigmund has the ball. Looks back to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for 3. Well, that is a well-deserved three-pointer. He went 0 for 6 last night, and now here he is. He makes his first three-pointer in a couple games already. Pearson back to Moeller. Micah Moeller misses the 3. Weldon gives it back to Sigmund. Sigmund back to Stevenson. Stevenson has it. Pass to Dunbar again. Dunbar has the ball. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson to Sigmund. Nash Sigmund for 2. Make it 5-0 Racers. Now Gavin Wolfley has the ball. This Centerton team can win easily. Wolfley back to Harper. Harper back to Moeller. Moeller to Pearson again. Pearson back to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley for 3. He makes those threes very easily. Remember, folks, this Centerton team, the reason why they lost the last 2 games is because they haven't been playing good. Now, looking like that, they are playing better than they have since Game 3. Here's Stevenson back to Dunbar. Pass back to Stevenson. Lampley Weldy now. Levi Weldy misses the 3. Moeller with the rebound. Moeller to Gardner. Great Gardner with the slam. Gardner with the dunk. Dunbar back to Weldy. Weldy to Stevenson. Back to Lampley. Landon Lampley for 3. Gavin Wolfley has the ball. Back to Harper. Trey Harper has it. Back to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley for 3. We are tied at 8 once again. Dunbar has the ball. Apparently, Trenton Wolfley isn't playing. Isn't starting. Stevenson back to Dunbar. Dunbar looks over the head of Wolfley. He will miss. Wolfley back to Gardner. Here is Grady Gardner going up for 2. He will miss the 2. Stevenson, big time rebound. Stevenson to Dunbar. Back to Weldy. Now it's Stevenson. Stevenson to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar misses the 3. Trey Harper rebound. Harper back to Pearson. Pearson for 2. And that is what caused the Hawks to win game number 6. Game number 5. Timeout Racers. The Hawks are up by 2. We are back live here from Evansville. Stevenson leads the league in field goal percentage this season. Rochelski, Woodward, Hill, and I couldn't tell who that last guy was. Will we see a Game 7 back in Centerton, or will the Racers win this game? Jackson Gordon has the ball back to Carter Crum. Crum back to Gordon. Gordon has the ball. Looks, pass back to Stevenson. Stevenson to Sigmund. Nash, Sigmund will miss the three. Harper back to Pearson. Here's Pearson. Pass to Harper again. Harper back to Wolfway. Trenton Wolfway misses the three. Stevenson pass back to Sigmund. Sigmund back to Crum. Crum has the ball. Pass back to Stevenson. Jonathan Stevenson will miss the two. Wolfley has the ball. It's Gavin Wolfley. Back to Harper. Now from Trenton Wolfley. Wolfley to Pearson. Rohan Pearson will miss the two. Sigmund with the rebound. Sigmund has the ball. Pass back to Crum. Crum has the ball. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon misses the shot. Stevenson rebounds. He will score. And we are all tied up at 10. Grant Irwin looks like he is coming into the game. Here is Gavin Wolfway. Back to Pearson. Pearson back to Wolfway. Gavin Wolfway for three. He drains the big-time three-pointer. Crum has the ball. Pass back to Gordon. Gordon to Stevenson. Stevenson will miss the two. Harper rebound. Now here is Moeller. Moeller has the ball. He will go up. He will miss the two. Gordon rebound. He is driving in. Lampley now Crum again. Crum back to Stevenson. Stevenson, Lampley, Landon Lampley will miss the three. Hawks lead it by 3 after the first quarter. Looking like that the Racers are not hitting the three-pointers that they need. They are chucking up the shots, and that is screwing them over. The Hawks are playing a lot better than the Racers are. Garrett Irwin gives it back into Jackson Gordon. Gordon has the ball back to Crum. Carter Crum has it. Passes Weldy. Levi Weldy for three. If the Racers can just make those three-pointers for the rest of the night and halt the Hawks, we will see this team, the Racers, win. Dalton has the ball, covered by Gordon. Drew Dalton will miss the shot. Dalton back there. He got the rebound. Now it's Manette with it. Jenna Manette goes up for three. He drains a three-pointer. Manette has been on fire as well. Irwin gives it back to Crum. Now it's Carter Crum with the ball. Back to Irwin. Garrett Irwin with it. Irwin to Gordon. Jackson Gordon. We are tied up at 16. Micah Moeller with the ball again. Moeller passes Manette. Jenna Manette for two. Man, oh man, the Racers look horrible here tonight. Timeout, Centerton. And we welcome you back here to Centerton. Here to Evansville. The Racers down by 2. Gordon has it back to Irwin. Here is Garrett Irwin. No, Grant Irwin. Grant Irwin for three. Irwin makes the three-pointer. Now here's Moeller. Moeller there, blocked by Irwin. Great block. Here is Weldy. Weldy back to Irwin, back to Weldy, now it's Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for 3. And the Racers are on fire. Trenton Wolfley has the ball from covering. Trenton Wolfley misses the 2. Now here's Dunbar. Dunbar pass to Irwin. Irwin gets it back out to Dunbar. Gordon. Here's Crum, back to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for 3 again. And the Racers are up 25-18. Jetta Minette with the ball. Here's Dunbar. Dunbar there. Minette looks. Going up for 2. He will miss. Rebound Racers. Irwin looks. Back to Crum to Gordon. Jackson Gordon for 3. Another 3-pointer for the Racers. They are on an 18-5 run, and they are up by 10. Timeout, Hawks. The Irwin twins are out there on the court for the Racers. Stevenson as well. Here we go. It's Gardner that has the ball. Lampley covering. Gardner back to Mueller. Stevenson there. Here's Gardner back to Wolfley. Wolfley there. Cover big time. Here is the pass and it goes out of bounds. The Racers will have the ball. The Racers get the ball here. Garrett Irwin now has the ball. Irwin back to Irwin. Now it's Lampley. Lampley to Irwin. Garrett Irwin for 3. Hawks up big here on, the Racers up big on the Hawks. Here is Minette. Minette has the ball back to Pearson. Pearson there. He looks back to Minette. Jetta Minette for 3. Big time 3-pointer by Minette. Pass back to Stevenson. Here's Stevenson. Jonathan Stevenson for 3. 34-21, a bunch of 3-pointers tonight. Here's Irwin covering Wolfley. Wolfley there. Getting slowed up by Garrett. It's a foul by Garrett Irwin. He tried to get the steal but couldn't. Now here we go. Ty Benton back to Minette. Jetta Minette for 3. Minette is playing really good. Irwin now has the ball. It's Garrett Irwin. Irwin back to Gordon. Back to Stevenson. Here's Lampley. Landon Lampley for 3. He is shooting like his brother. Landon Lampley for 3. Irwin now has the ball. Back to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley drives it in. He will send it in for 2. Stevenson gives it back to Irwin. Now here's Lampley. Pass to Irwin. Now it's Stevenson. Jonathan Stevenson for 3. It's 40-26. The Racers have the lead. Minette has the ball. He looks. Covered by Gordon. Minette, pass to Pearson. Now, here we go. It's Minette once again. Wolfley has it. Gavin Wolfley for 2. Irwin there. Back to Gordon. Irwin, now it's Stevenson again. Here's Lampley. Landon Lampley for 3. Benton back to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley has the ball. Now here's Jetta Minette. Minette back to Gardner. Gardner to Benton. Ty Benton has the ball. Pass to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley misses the 2. Stevenson with the rebound. Now here's Landon Lampley again. Lane play goes up, and he will score the 2. The Racers have a huge lead over the Hawks. Wolfley has a ball. Irwin covering. Wolfley to Pearson. Pearson drains a 3. Lane play there at halftime. The Racers have a huge lead at entering halftime. A bunch of 3s in the second quarter for the Centerton Racers. And we welcome you back here to the Nova Rain halftime show, live from Evansville. A really good game we are watching tonight. A bunch of 3-pointers in tonight's game. Dunbar has gotten hot, like usual. Weldy as well. How about Stevenson? How about Garrett Irwin getting in the mix as well? Their Irwin twins have a pair of 3s. And how about the Racers looking to advance and play the roundabouts? But they have 1 quarter, and then they can win this game. They lead the series 3-2 over the Hawks. Will they win, though? Stevenson and Wolfley are your top performers tonight. We will see you back later after the game. And we welcome you back here to Evansville. The Hawks down big. It's 45-31. The Racers have the lead. Let's take a look at Gavin Wolfley's first half. Once again, Wolfley cannot be stopped. I mean, he is a great guy to play at. I mean, he is a great guy to watch. Wolfley was great in high school, and here he is tearing it up on the court. The Racers will have the ball. Here is Dunbar. Dunbar, the pass is Stevenson. Back to Dunbar. Dunbar, back to Stevenson. Now to Sigmund. Back to Stevenson. Jonathan Stevenson for 3. Stevenson is hitting those 3s tonight. Wolfley has the ball, covered by Dunbar. Wolfley there, now it's Pearson. Pearson there, now it's Moeller. Micah Moeller misses a 3. Weldy rebound. Here's lane play. Pass to Stevenson. Stevenson there. Now here's Stevenson, Weldy. Lane play. Stevenson, Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for 3. 20-point lead for the Racers. Stevenson there covering Moeller. Stevenson there. Now here's Harper. Harper has the ball back to Gardner. Now it's Pearson. Pearson to Gardner again. Grady Gardner will miss the 2. Sigmund has it. Back to lane play. Landon lane play with the slam. Landon Lampley with the slam and the assist from Sigmund. Timeout, Evansville. The Hawks are down 53-31. The Racers are pulling away. And we welcome you back here to here to Evansville. 4:39 left in the third quarter. The Racers have a huge lead over the Hawks. Gardner has the ball. Lampley there covering. Now here's Moeller. Moeller covered by Stevenson. Now here's Wolfley. Wolfley to Pearson again. Pearson has it. Back to Wolfley. Now it's Gardner. Grady Gardner will miss the 3. Big time rebound. Weldy. Pass to Dunbar. Dunbar to Sigmund. Lampley, Stevenson. Jonathan Stevenson have a night for 3 again. Stevenson have a night indeed. Micah Mueller has the ball. Mueller looks. Covered by Stevenson. Gardner now with it. Brady Gardner misses a three. Weldy rebound. Here's Sigmund. Passes Stevenson. Stevenson to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for three. 59-31. The Racers pulling away. Dunbar has the ball. Dunbar looks. Wolfley to Pearson. Pearson for two. Pearson can make those shots. Dunbar passes Stevenson. Stevenson there with the slam. Stevenson with the slam, and it's already 61-33. Big time threes for the Racers tonight. Here is Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley has the ball. Pass to Gardner. Gardner back to Pearson. Pearson to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley to Pearson. Rohan Pearson will miss the three. Langley back to Dunbar. Dunbar to Sigmund. Sigmund back to Langley. Landon Langley. He will miss the three. Mueller back to Harper. Now it's Wolfley back to Pearson. Pearson to Mueller again. Here's Trey Harper. Harper has the ball. Covered by Weldy and Stevenson. Micah Mueller misses the three. Sigmund rebound. Now it's Stevenson that has the ball. Stevenson back to Weldy. Levi Weldy has the ball. He looks. Back to Sigmund. Nash Sigmund there. Back to Weldy. Weldy to Langley. Landon Langley will miss the three. Tipped by Sigmund, but it's Pearson that will get the ball. Now it's Mueller. Mueller back to Wolfley. Wolfley has the ball now. Gavin Wolfley misses another three-pointer. Langley has the ball. Langley handoff to Dunbar. Nash Sigmund for two. It's a 30-point lead for the Racers. Mueller back to Pearson. Rohan Pearson with the ball. Back to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley for two. Wolfley has 15 points tonight. Dunbar has the ball. Pass back to Weldy. Weldy with the ball again. Weldy back to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar misses the two. Harper with the rebound. Harper back to Pearson. Pearson going up will miss the two. Weldy with the rebound again. Weldy back to Dunbar. Dunbar looks. Pass back to Weldy. Weldy to Langley. Langley to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar will miss the three. You know what? Tonight's been a great night for Dunbar. Gavin Wolfley, he will miss another three. Weldy back to Dunbar. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson looks. Back to Dunbar. Now here's Weldy. Weldy back to Dunbar again. Dunbar to Stevenson. Weldy, now it's Langley. Langley to Stevenson. Stevenson to Weldy. Levi Weldy for three. Beats the buzzer. And the third quarter goes off for the Racers. The Racers 66-35 after the third. They are on their way to advancing to the next round. The Centerton Racers lead the game tonight. Looks like that Garrett Irwin is coming out onto the court. Stevenson, the pass to Sigmund, and Sigmund got the two. That was the assist of the game, presented by State Farm. Gardner back to Manette, and we are underway in the fourth quarter. Manette has the ball, covered by Jackson Gordon. Manette back to Pearson. Rohan Pearson for three. It's going to take a lot for the Hawks to come back. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon has the ball. Pass to Grant Irwin. Grant Irwin has the ball. He goes up for two. He will drain the two-pointer. Man, he's been on it tonight as well. Manette has the ball. Manette looks. Gordon there. Out of bounds. Centerton basketball. Into the game for the Hawks. Drew Dalton. Dalton is into the game for the Hawks. Now here's Carter Crum. Crum looks. Trenton Wolfley covering. Now here's Jackson Gordon. Jackson Gordon misses the three. Gardner with the rebound. Gardner back to Manette. Jetta Manette for two. It's a 28-point advantage for the Racers. Now here's Crum. Crum pass back to Gordon. Gordon back to Irwin. Garrett Irwin with the ball. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon looks. Keeps it himself. Drains the three-pointer. 71-40. 31-point lead. Manette has the ball. He looks. Back to Pearson. Pass to Gardner. Gardner to Manette. Now it's Wolfley. Trenton Wolfley looks. Back to Pearson. Pearson goes up for two, but Crum with the foul.
Pearson shooting one.
Looks like that Carson Norris is into the game for the Racers. Yeah, how about that? Carson Norris into the game for Centerton. Pearson's free throw is good. Polston gives it to Crum. Carter Crum has the ball. Back to Irwin. Pass back to Polston. Polston there. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon misses the three. Gardner with the rebound. Here's Manette. Manette back to Harper. Trey Harper for two. Evansville trying to score more. Crum with the ball. Crum with the back to Gordon. Now it's Norris. Norris to Gordon. Jackson Gordon keeps it himself. Drains the three. 74-45. You know, I'll tell you what, this Racer team has looked outstanding all night long. Wolfley back to Pearson. Pearson to Wolfley. Trenton Wolfley has it. Covered. Now it's Gardner. Grady Gardner will miss the three. Irwin rebound. Now here's Norris. Carson Norris goes up. He will score. This Centerton team can take it to Carmel and can take it to anybody they want. Gardner back to Manette. Jetta Manette back to Pearson. Rowan Pearson will miss the three. Gordon rebound. Now it's Carter Crum. Crum with the ball. Crum back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon back to Polson. Back to Crum. Carter Crum to Gordon. Jackson Gordon from the corner for three. He has 15 points tonight. 79-45. Manette pass to Wolfley. Back to Pearson. Gardner back to Wolfley. Now it's Manette again. Manette covered by Gordon. Manette looks. Pass to Harper. Trey Harper misses the two. Gordon back to Crum. Carter Crum has the ball. Pass to Gordon. Jackson Gordon. Someone stop him now. 82-45. The Racers have a huge lead. Wolfley pass to Manette. Manette has the ball. He looks on. Pass to Harper. Now it's Pearson. Now it's Gardner. Gardner back to Manette. Manette to Harper. Trey Harper will miss the two. Irwin rebound. Back to Crum. Carter Crum has the ball. And folks, we will see a Lampley in the next round. We have a minute left in this game. Jackson Gordon again drains another three. It's a 40-point lead for the Racers. lane in lane play, and the Centerton Racers survive. They are going to win Game 6. There's no way that the Hawks are scoring 40 points in the next 45 seconds. Trenton Wolfley makes a two-pointer. Crum back to Polson. Now it's Gordon. Pass back to Crum. Crum to Irwin. Grant Irwin with the ball. Irwin back to Gordon. Gordon goes up. Blocked by the defense. Pearson back to Harper. Trey Harper goes up for two. Will miss the shot, but Polson with the foul.
At the line for your Hawks, Harper, taking 2 shots.
Last on the first.
Now, here we go. Harper makes the first free throw. And now here we go into the game. Miles Sprong is into the game for the Racers. How about Sprong playing for the first time, pretty much forever? Polson with the rebound. The pass to Sprong. Miles Sprong back to Crum. Crum back to Polson. Polson has the ball. He's going to hold it back to Gordon. Gordon to Polson with the slam. 39-point game. 39-point win for the Racers. Centerton moves on. Racers win it in 6 after a dominating performance. A bunch of threes by this team, especially Jackson Gordon in the fourth quarter. A bunch of threes for the Racers, and the Hawks could not keep up. Centerton moves on to play the moves on to play the Roundabouts. Arrows, Huskies, Roundabouts, Racers in the Final Four. Time to meet the player of the game tonight. I think that title, it belongs to Jackson Gordon. You know what? Yeah, he deserves that title as well. Gordon makes a bunch of threes in the fourth quarter to pull away. Gordon was on fire tonight. Stevenson was as well, same as Dunbar. Thanks for watching. Here, Game 6.